Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Paycheck to Portfolio. Today, I wanted to talk about how we need to stop investing like employees and how we can run our money like a real business. Looking at the quote by Warren Buffett, he said, "Cash is to a business as oxygen is to an individual." Never thought about it when it was present, and the only thing in mind when it is absent. That quote gets right to the heart of what we've been talking about with the Paycheck to Portfolio system. My background, if you've been following me, is in private equity. So I spent a ton of time looking at balance sheets. And basically what a balance sheet is your income minus your expenses equals your bottom line or your net operating income at the end of the day. Let's do a portfolio update and then we'll go step by step through the Paycheck to Portfolio system and how we can break away from regular 30-year investment strategies and operate our portfolio like a business. If you're new to Paycheck to Portfolio, all of my income comes into the brokerage. I fully invest my earned income into the stock market. What my dividends don't cover, I use margin to basically pay my bills so I can stay fully invested in the market. And I treat my portfolio like a business versus somebody just investing the leftovers and waiting 30 years to retire. I have 4 kids. I want to spend more time with my family, taking trips, those type of things. My dad passed away a week away from his 71st birthday. He retired right around 65 years old and then only had a few years before he got sick with a rare type of cancer. So I had a great childhood, great family, nothing but good memories in my home. But I don't want to be chained to my desk for 30 years to retire and then only have a few good years left to live and experience life to its fullest. Looking at my net account value this morning, you can see I'm sitting almost at $222,000. My equity growth is about $46,000. Friday was a good rebound day in the market. I was up $2,200. And right now I have about $14,000 of available for withdrawal. I have an E-Trade debit card that I can swipe. I pay my mortgage out of the account, obviously gas, groceries, any other bills. We actually have the debit card you can swipe. You can actually go pull cash out of the ATM as well. This is basically the amount of money I'm living off of or that I can tap into. Looking at the historical values tab in E-Trade, you can see over the last 2 years, while fully living out of the brokerage account, I'm up $119,000. This includes any money coming into the brokerage account, any money going out of the brokerage account, any movement with the actual stock market. So you can see, obviously, it's growing over time. It's not linear. There's ups and downs. If you look back to October of 2024, here at the bottom left, you can see the tariff situation was a V-shaped recovery. There's months it goes up, there's months it goes down, there's months it stays flat. But given enough time, the stock market has grown. Through every market crash, through every market cycle, if your money is invested in the market, just through inflation in and of itself, it's going to produce growth over time. Looking at the last 1 year, you can see I'm up $86,000, again, while fully living out of the brokerage. And year to date, I'm up almost $57,000. Let's take a look at the performance tab. On the performance tab in E-Trade, this uses what we call time-weighted return. Time-weighted return excludes any cash coming into the account and cash going out of the account. It just includes the pure growth of the portfolio itself. So you can see my account's getting close to 60% time-weighted return. The S&P 500's at 38%. The NASDAQ's at 48.5%. The Dow's at 31 and the Russell's at 41. Over 3 years, you can see I'm sitting almost at 90%. The S&P 500 is at 75.5. The NASDAQ's at 97. The Dow's at 54 and the Russell's at 62. I started fully living out of my brokerage account right in this area here, June of 2024. So in this instance, the indexes have a little bit of a head start on me, but you can see I've bypassed them all except the NASDAQ, even with that late start on the 3-year chart. But I like to show you that for context, that I started fully living out of the brokerage in June of 2024. I took a flight up to see my mom who had a medical emergency. And on that flight, I thought about my background in business and how I've used capital to grow private equity companies and why I wasn't doing that with my own cash. And that's what triggered me to actually start Paycheck to Portfolio. So looking at the Paycheck to Portfolio web application, which interfaces directly with your brokerage account, It does these business analytics for you, but I wanted to show you this, hopefully to help you understand a little bit better. My gross portfolio value right now is sitting at about $440,000 because all of my capital goes into the market and is fully invested. I've used $218,000 to pay my bills and to live, my mortgage, again, groceries, electricity, water. I'm funding my daughter's Spark to Fire account, which we're actually paying her college tuition out of as well. So when you watch my Spark to Fire series that I started with $2,500 for Emma, she's now 18. She started college last week. I'm funding her account through this large portfolio as well. So this margin used includes Emma's college tuition, and my net portfolio value is basically $222,000, and I'm sitting over 50% equity. If you think about it like a house, it's like owning a $500,000 house with a $250,000 mortgage. And then you can see on Friday, we had a good day like we talked about. My total gain is the equity gain. And then the total return is dividends that have come behind this equity gain and layered on top of that, which is the cash flow element of my portfolio. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next, is how I create equity and cash flow in the Paycheck to Portfolio system, just like any real business does. Okay, so I wanted to talk about two very valid paths. The path on the left works. That's the long-term investor who buys growth stocks, holds them for 20, 30, or 40 years. That will build a tremendous amount of wealth. This is why we have retirement accounts and 401ks. I own growth assets myself. This is not a video about growth versus dividend. That debate is way too simplistic for what I'm trying to build. The real question is, what do you need for your portfolio to do if you want to operate like a business? The traditional model is primarily built around accumulation, as we talked about with 401ks and other investment strategies. You earn money, you invest it, basically the leftovers, you wait, and then the asset appreciates over time. And then unfortunately, when your life is pretty much spent and you need that cash, you either start selling pieces of your portfolio to fund your lifestyle, or you borrow against it, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. In my case, running my portfolio like a business, I want to build equity with good long-term growth stocks and closed-end funds, but I also want to produce cash flow so I can be fully invested in the stock market, and that is the key. Most people will invest the leftovers, 10%, 15%, if you're lucky, 20%, and that compounding and accumulation is going to take 30 years. In Paycheck to Portfolio, I'm taking all of my earned income, fully deploying it in the stock market. It's getting the same equity growth benefits over time, and it's producing cash flow, which services my margin debt expense and eats away at my expenses, which ultimately sets me free from a 9-to-5 job. A company needs both equity and cash flow. If you see a company with just equity and no cash flow, you're going to see a going out of business sign very, very quickly. Equity is the body and cash flow is the blood in this illustration. So in my portfolio, growth has a job to build equity, closed-end funds have a job to build equity, and then my high-yield funds service my expenses. And then margin I use as working capital. In addition to that, I use put options on my portfolio at all times as insurance, which protects my portfolio against a market correction or a market crash. You can go check out the videos on my channel, the Market Crash Cheat Code and the Market Crash Cheat Code Revisited, if you would like to learn more about how I insure my portfolio against volatility in the market. So looking at this from a little bit different standpoint, when you look at the consumption, most people that live paycheck to paycheck, when their paycheck comes in, they're going and financing a new car, driving that car off the lot, and then it appreciates immediately. Vacations, lifestyle inflation, the capital is consumed and gone, and then you have to trade your time for money all over again. Small businesses use SBA-backed loans. They go and they buy equipment, which is equity, inventory, which is equity. Then they have to create money from that equity in operations to make payroll, which all equals productive capacity. In Paycheck to Portfolio, I'm taking that same type of structure. My earned income is my capital. I'm investing into productive assets. that both grow with equity and reoccurring cash flow, just like any real business operates. The business scorecard I use, which I verify in my live account week after week, is my equity is growing. You saw that in the historical values tab. I'm outperforming the indexes over time, which is the benchmark. That is directly from E-Trade with time-weighted return. That's not anything I produce. My cash flow for the month of July, I brought in $4,000 and I paid out $1,000 in margin interest, which created a positive net cash flow for me, which I will show you in the application this morning as well. And then that creates all owner equity for me. And what I own free and clear, over 50% equity over time, that's going to grow as my gross portfolio value grows and my net portfolio value grows. So on this slide, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the consumer mindset versus the business owner mindset. We talked about the car illustration, how a lot of folks are perfectly fine going and getting a $70,000 truck at 6 or 7% interest, driving that vehicle off the lot and it depreciating immediately. But the crazy thing is your neighbor will come out and congratulate you on that purchase. And then you're basically a slave to your job for the rest of your life to service depreciating assets. And in our culture, unfortunately, we tag this as success instead of corporate slavery, in my opinion. The business owner really buys the engine and the assets that pay to service their expenses so they can actually live their life. Paycheck buys productive assets. Those assets create equity and cash flow, as we've talked about. And the output is reinvested or pays for life as soon as you're fully funded and living. The business gets funded before consumption. And ironically, you're just borrowing from your equity to live, which will set you free from a 9-to-5 job. One keeps you chained to labor, which I absolutely do not want. Sometimes I'll get asked about risk management and is margin risky. I'm going to be completely honest. Wasting my life chained to a desk is far more risky than operating a business to break free so I can actually live life, take trips, spend time with my family, volunteer in my church. So if you ask me what is riskier or what the buzzword is for me, it's corporate work is the real risk, in my opinion. And the difference with consumption is it's visible immediately. Ownership is quiet first. It takes time to build. So I wanted to talk about an all-growth investor versus a business-minded investor. The regular growth investor really has one engine. The objective is appreciation over time. The return is the market value rises. Cash is either sell your shares when money is needed or borrow from those assets. Dependency is future price and timing, essentially. The structure is assets held patiently. Now, if the market drops 20 or 30% and you don't have any cash flow coming into your operations, you could be in a really big bind where you have to actually sell those assets, which breaks the compounding curve, which is a real big weakness in my opinion. In Paycheck to Portfolio, we're running it like an actual business with both equity and cash flow. So that is the objective: equity growth plus production. The return is appreciation plus distributions. Cash is reoccurring output that funds life, and dependency is really two sources of return, equity and cash flow. So the structure is assets, procedure, and controls. If you ever see a business that has all equity and no cash flow, it's only a matter of days or weeks until you see the going out of business sign. That's just the way businesses operate, as I've said multiple times in this video. Think about it. If you and I went into business and we started a laundromat together, we would buy washing machines, dryers, the building that we're in, maybe some vending machines, maybe even some games for kids to play, right? To produce multiple sources of revenue. Now, if customers never came in, we wouldn't have any cash flow. But when customers came in and used our equity base and our assets, to actually wash and fold their laundry, that would produce cash flow that we would turn around and pay our SBA loan with, we would pay our employees with, and potentially over time, we would open up another location, which would create more equity and more cash flow opportunities. If customers never came in and we never had cash flow and we just had equity sitting there, that would be a business that really isn't alive. Again, equity is the body, cash flow is the blood. You need both of those things, as Warren Buffett himself called out at the beginning of the slide deck. So looking at the page here, I wanted to make this as easy as possible. My W-2 income goes in straight to the brokerage account. I invest into those productive assets that we've talked about, and then life gets paid for and the loop starts all over again, allowing me to be fully invested in the stock market. Equity compounds into more shares. Cash flow converts to real life expenses and ultimately breaks me free from the 9-to-5 job. So when I say every dollar has a job, when my paycheck comes in, I earmark 25% for growth, which builds long-term equity. I drip these funds. 25% in the closed-end funds, such as Cornerstone, which drips at the net asset value. And then 50% go into high quality, high yield funds. Again, QQQI, which is a covered call fund ran by NEOS on the NASDAQ. IAUI, which is a gold fund ran by NEOS that pays a high yield distribution of about 13 and 14%. And then SPYI, which is a covered call fund on the S&P 500. I take these distributions as cash to cover my margin interest rate costs. So if you're looking to run your portfolio like a business, where should you start? All of my resources are pinned under all of the videos in my pinned comments. You can download the free starter kit and simple calculator if you want to see how your own finances might be impacted. You can set up a 30-minute strategy call with me if you would like. That's a 30-minute high-level call. You can join the private Discord and membership. That gets you access to the Discord, which is community, where we have tons of people living out of multiple brokerage accounts, E-Trade, Fidelity, Schwab, Robinhood, M1, and many others. It gets you access to the Paycheck to Portfolio Training Academy, which walks you step by step through modules and has an AI chat agent within the training academy for you to learn the system. And then the full web app, which is wired directly to your brokerage and runs all of the business balance sheet, transactions, and structure for you. And then you can set up white glove and personal mentorship with me if you would like me to come alongside you shoulder to shoulder and teach you the system and customize it for your specific situation. In closing here, I wanted to show you the web application that actually shows you the amount of income I had come in July and how much I paid out in margin interest, so you can see that transparently for yourself. Right now, we're in the Paycheck to Portfolio web application under the Dividends tab. It tracks forward dividends and trailing dividends for you. In the month of July, you can see we brought in about $3,900 of dividends. Under the transactions, we can see what margin interest rate charges cost us. So looking at the month of July, you can see under the Transactions tab, which is tagged as margin interest right here, which you can filter by all transactions, I paid out $1,087 of margin interest. So I brought in basically $4,000 and paid out $1,000 in interest. My cash flow is way more than servicing the debt, and that is the business structure. And then under month close, you can see the balance sheet view. So my assets minus my liabilities equals my net equity. And you can see the equity change bridge here, what the portfolio opened at, what my contributions were, what my net operating costs were for living, my realized P&L, any market movement, and then the closing, and you're tracking this month after month with the equity gain. So right now I'm basically at 222,000 of equity. I was at 212 in July, 212 in June, pretty flat between June and July. May I was at 218, April 202, and back in March I was at 192. So this gives you the balance sheet view to show you how your business is actually operating and how much you're growing month after month, year after year. And if you want to run your portfolio like a business, all of my resources are under pinned comments. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you Wednesday. I'm going to do an in-depth spark to fire on Emma's account now that we're paying her college tuition coming up here on this Wednesday. I look forward to talking to you then. Have a great day. Bye.